Cultivating the Patience-Tree. Patience is the best shock absorber. Patience is the highest peace discoverer. Patience is the greatest perfection believer. Patience is not something passive. On the contrary, patience is dynamic. It always goes forward toward the goal. Patience has the steady movement of growth, and it is always accompanied by peace. Patience is something that lengthens time. On earth, our time is very limited. We should take patience as something that extends our time limit. While we are running a long distance, the goal seems far away, and we want to reach it instantly. If we do not put a limit on the amount of time it should take us to reach our goal, then the light of patience can work in and through us. If you feel that you are constantly fighting against time, then you are making a mistake. Feel instead that each moment is leading you toward your destination, and that this progress in itself is a kind of partial goal. Rather than fighting against time, we should try our utmost to derive spiritual benefit from each second. The road to our goal may be long. Sometimes you may feel that you are on an endless road through a barren desert, and that the goal is still impossibly far away. But do not give up walking just because the distance seems far. You have to be a divine soldier and march on bravely and untiringly. Patience is God's power hidden in us to weather the teeming storms of life. To develop patience, we have to feel that our goal wants us and needs us as much as we want and need it. The goal is ready to accept us and give us what it has, but it will do so in its own way at God's choice hour. If you can keep the goal of happiness in your mind, in your heart, in your breath, in all your actions, then you will develop patience. You have to tell yourself, no matter how difficult the road is, if only I can arrive there, I will get so much joy. Your dream of happiness will give you patience and save you. Weakness or strength? Very often we forget the meaning of patience. We feel that it is a form of cowardice or a reluctant way of accepting the truth. We feel that because there is no other way left, we have to be patient. But tolerance and patience are not the same thing. Patience is a divine quality. Patience is the strengthening of our capacity. If we can be patient, then we can strengthen our inner willpower. Patience is the soul power concealed. Patience is the heart tower revealed. Patience and sincerity, two balancing wings. Everything that we want to accomplish, we have to do on the strength of our sincerity. If we are students, we have to study. If we are seekers, we have to pray and meditate. Sincerity is of great importance. To have a sincere longing does not mean that one cannot have patience. A high school student who sees that his brother has a master's degree may have a sincere longing for a master's degree as well. But he knows that time is a factor. It will take him years to get that degree. If he neglects his studies now, however, he will fail his examinations. Then how will he be able to go on to university? It is important to progress gradually. If we lose our patience, we also lose our inspiration and we will never reach our goal. If we are always sincere and patient, we will find satisfaction even in our attempt. Our present satisfaction may not be the ultimate satisfaction, but we can rest assured that the ultimate satisfaction is bound to grow in us. The message of perseverance. Once there was a young boy named Bob Depp who was the worst possible student. His parents and teachers used to scold him mercilessly, but nothing did any good. Finally, his teachers gave up and threw him out of school. Bob Depp was such a fool that his parents did not want to keep him either. So poor Bob Depp, feeling miserable, left his home and went to the nearest village. Bob Depp went to pray and meditate every day under a tree near a big pond. From there, he watched the village women carrying empty pitchers to the pond and filling them. Bob Depp noticed that the women would fill the pitchers, place them on the stone steps, and then go and bathe in the pond. After getting refreshed, they returned home with their pitchers of water. One day, when nobody was there, Bob Depp noticed that a part of the step on which the women put their pitchers was no longer level with the rest. Bob Depp said to himself, "Because the women have placed their pitchers here repeatedly, the stone is wearing down. If even a stone can wear down, then what is wrong with my brain?" From this experience, he came to understand patience and perseverance. Bob Depp started praying and meditating more seriously, and a few days later, he started reading his old Sanskrit grammar books again. He had been the worst possible student in Sanskrit, but now he was able to remember what he read. He continued his studies, and with patience and perseverance, he eventually became the greatest Sanskrit scholar in India, especially in grammar. Patience can never be imposed on us from outside. It is our own inner wealth. Like Bob Depp, you too will one day have the vision of what patience can achieve in your life. You will come to realize that your fondest dreams will be transformed into fruitful realities if you just know the secret of growing the patience tree inside your heart. In between your failure tree and your triumph tree, the tree that is growing is known as your patience tree. Never give up. If you feel that your meditation is not as deep as it should be, never give up. We cannot eat the most delicious food every day, but still we eat. Similarly, when we meditate, we feed a soul, our inner being. Even if we cannot feed a soul most delightfully every day, we must not give up trying. It is better to feed a soul something than to allow it to starve. So never give up. Always try to meditate. We have to have the patience of a farmer. A farmer plows the field and cultivates the soil. Then he has to wait for God to give the rain so that the seed can grow into a plant. Even so, in our life of aspiration, we have to practice meditation, but we also have to feel God's grace descending on us like rain. When God's grace descends and our human effort ascends, we will be able to meditate well all the time. Patience and world transformation. When we go deep within, we see that the world is definitely evolving and progressing. In the outer world, we see fighting, battles, and wars. But we know that there is also another world, the inner world. When we aspire, we do see the evolution in our own nature and in others' lives. In short, we see the promise of perfection. Perfection cannot come into existence overnight. It takes time. What we should do is cultivate soulful patience. To be patient does not mean that we are forced to surrender to the hard realities of life. No, patience is inner wisdom. Our inner wisdom tells us that it takes time to manifest divinity on the outer plane. What the entire world needs is soulful patience. Then the truth can grow in its own way. Yesterday, patience was the beginning of my perfection. Today, patience is the flowering of my satisfaction.